Welcome everyone to more open source live streams here from our workshop. One of the videos I don't really appreciate to make, right? I said this before, I really would love to sit here and say everything's amazing, colorful rainbows, unicorns and stuff. But unfortunately it isn't, right? So what is this time? This time my Ambivalent, as the title currently says, Ambivalent love and hate relationship here with open source and peak bugs and regressions, right? Also new shirts, peak bugs and regressions. As this time it's OBS. I mean, it's always something, right? And sure, it is from my side here certainly accelerated because I maintain a freaking Linux distribution for one of the top 100, at least we can say so much, top 100 Linux distribution of all the 1932 for not yesteryear, but over 20 years, and see bugs and regressions every day, right? So what is now, right? And everything could be so amazing, right? For 3 years live on YouTube, we fix here, we implement, we steal other people's packages and stuff. It could be super amazing, right? Until you build like OBS or KDE and GNOME. So I wanted to migrate here to my new SSD also. I probably should not have various. Nothing like holding your unpaid advertisements. It's not it's not an advertisement. Just latest and greatest next Road Warrior SSD for the next 7 or 10 years. For my new system here, also Steam Deck and stuff. And I'm obviously live streaming from OBS and OBS, and that is a crazy thing, right? OBS Studio, which of all those open source packages, OBS Studio, here as packaged and patched in T2. The crazy thing is it worked for 3 years. Sure, I had to patch a little bit, but for the most part, I would say, I mean, I would even say it's relatively amazing otherwise. But like 1 month later, stuff doesn't build anymore. So what is the issue? And it's not even a small thing, right? If this would be a tiny little bit, also I think probably did this here differently. If it would be a tiny thing, I wouldn't even make a live stream, right? But it's not even one thing, it's multiple things, and this is really unacceptable and drives me crazy. So of all things, and they are multiple, right? The beginning is it doesn't even find OpenGL anymore, right? Some month ago, and also 2022 stuff uses CMake to find OpenGL. And this should not even be, I mean, you just use libgl or stuff, right? But yeah, 2022, for 20 years we had Mesa 3D and libgl. 2022, newcomers and new people, and the only constant is change. People need to rediscover and search for and not find OpenGL. The crazy thing is that is here rather crazy, I have to say. This is here in user shared. It could be in combination with CMake, but I looked into this, or it probably is in combination with CMake. But I tried an older version. It's not CMake itself, right? But in any case, maybe it's CMake. Additionally, maybe OBS and CMake both make me depressive. But because the crazy thing is, so this is fine. How many? So we have here 583 domain-specific language that is CMake. It's like you had one job. You had just to use -lgl, like link with your compiler -l for your linker, link with libgl and use like user include gl. And everything would just freaking work here, right? But no, you had to write 583 lines, okay, with comments and some white space. Let's say it's 800 or it's maybe 500 or 400, whatever. I don't even want to debug this, right? 20 years later, stuff. I mean, 20 years ago, I could even build like Quake 3 from source or stuff, but no. OBS and CMake need to be modern snowflakes of this failing configure stuff, and I don't really want to debug this stuff, right? I don't want to, I know, because there is not even, I googled this yesterday, I don't even see an easy debug path, right? So now you would need to debug here with printfs or like guru meditation meaning, okay, let's think, what is this domain-specific code doing here? What is it? It's looking there, fine. What is there? Okay, there is this new gender GL vendor neutral dispatch library, so probably maybe this goes away if we package that. It still has this legacy fallback here, but do. I mean, check for libglvnd or use gl. This is really not rocket science, right? I don't want 580 minus 500 lines of code of domain specific. What I mean, also the problem with domain specific code is that you can't just attach GDB to this scripting stuff, right? Anyway, also Win32 use. I mean, HPUX of all. Sure, someone is building OBS Studio on HPUX, of course. Okay, ignoring that for a minute. This is not even all, right? This is just getting started, and that is the sad, depressive hate relationship with this stuff. Let's say, okay, and I did this yesterday, or actually I did this Sunday or so already, at midnight, until I have enough, I go to bed. So 443. Let's say, okay, let's YOLO that. Okay, we debug that eventually. Let's not handle standard args. I think that here. Let's, okay, maybe also do this slightly differently, so that I find this later. So as far as I remember, something that just to continue get us going, right? Let's see what happens. Let's skip over this GL. Okay, it continues. I think it continues a little bit further. Maybe not. We will fix this somehow later. I thought. Oh yeah, libvlc. What was this with this stuff? Did I not somehow? What did I do with that stuff? Because lo and behold, could we not disable that? I thought I had somehow. I wanted to do something else now. I thought that libvlc partially installed. The problem with libvlc is also, I didn't even want to mention that today. I thought we were over that, because this, excuse my words, in the meantime I really have to say, shit, this crap also doesn't build. And I really don't understand. 20 years later, the year of the Linux system, like everyone, your significant other, your parents, your grandparents, and your neighbor is running Linux in the meantime, right? On Android or your Steam Deck and stuff. Why cannot everything just freaking build TM, right? And this also, developers always like, but those, right, works for me, but I mean, just use this Docker container, it works for me, nothing to see, it works for me. No, it doesn't. Developers also need to stop constantly changing all this stuff. And I certainly realize that this stuff here in part is also FFmpeg, and this, I think Debian or someone forked this to libav or stuff. And now we have this bloody incompatibility. Not only FFmpeg constantly keeps changing this stuff, but also people fork it and stuff. And now we have like, no, I don't, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. 20 years later, I don't want to debug what is the latest API incompatibility of your ever-changing, freaking annoying multimedia pseudo. Also, maybe use GStreamer. How did I build this on Sunday? Did I disable that? I thought I had like partially YOLO'd that. Was there? Here's enable VL. Okay, I had. Now I see. Okay, let's skip over that. Disabling that is like VLCX. It's just okay. Let's do it again, because this madness continues. This is only getting me started, right? And I'm 20 years veteran Linux distribution stuff, and maybe I should not doing this. Maybe I should share, like, and subscribe. And don't you want to debug this domain specific configure stuff? Because I'm over it. I need to write a microkernel because it's too much #peakbugs. So this is the next thing. And again, CMake, OpenGL, VLC, and with 10,000, if not 100,000 developers, think of 10,000 like all of those old veteran with a beard and stuff from Alan Cox and Linus Torvalds and back in the day, and those who founded GNOME and GTK and stuff. All those, plus all the new people, we are talking 100,000 developers in the whole world, and stuff is not building, right? Why is this stuff not building? Why do I need to spend my time with figuring out what stuff? And the next thing is, and that is even more crazy of all of this, there are even things missing. Here, error at CMake module, OBS helper, OBS browser submodule not available. It's like, yeah, why? Why did you not freaking ship it in your freaking source table? I googled this already on Sunday. I had to calm down some days to make this live stream because I'm so fed up, disappointed, depressed and stuff. This is obviously not there, right? And I patched that away. I don't know what is this stuff is this. From my outside perspective, it looks like it's missing from the source table, right? Maybe it's some optional module that, but why? I mean, either it's an option, I mean, either it is core functionality, then just release it in your freaking source table. It is possible that they have this, as this is also a modern sickness of releasing shit, aka open source, releasing open source with GitHub of all places, because it's not exporting by default, at least, the Git external submodules in tarballs, which is probably also kind of a bug. But whatever it is, again, I'm a user. I mean, think of I'm a user and I want to, or prosumer, and I want to improve. Like there is a bug and I want to debug it. So you put all. I mean, sure, a prosumer downloads the binary table from the website or Debian or whatever, one of those other 1,900, and this Debian, all this 1,932 Linux distributions, all of them need to go through this hops and to package and update all these sources, right? It's not only me, multiplied with 2,000 other packagers of all those other Linux distributions, need to somehow figure out how to build this bloody stuff. I nearly said shit again. But I don't care if you can't just use Git, if the GitHub web UI is shit, if the default package export is shit. I just want to have this freaking files, right? I don't want to, imagine, I know somehow, I still need to do it, but imagine, I first need to get OpenGL to find, then I need to get somehow VLC, or if I want this plugin, maybe not, whatever, if I want this full feature, whatever. But now you're even not giving me all the freaking source tables, and now I need to go find go on a Safari, joke and pun intended. Now I need to go on an internet Safari here and explore the freaking internet of all places and try to figure out where this bloody sources come from, right? Which I'm not even sure what it is. Is this web browser related? Which is also a sickness, because I noticed on macOS, OBS, usually I stream obviously on my T2 Linux here, which obviously that is, right? You know, fetch of all places, because but when I at times exceptionally stream from my M1 MacBook, I noticed on macOS, I mean, which until recently it wasn't even Apple Silicon native, but they also have some browser integration for signing up with YouTube. It's like, no, I don't want this, right? It's even freaking annoying, because each time I click on the settings and want to enter my stream key here for live streaming, I need to click on advanced settings because by default it wants to freaking browser integration and stuff, which at least maybe I'm an exception. I'm maybe too much of a prosumer or professional, but even as a medium user, whatever, I would not always want a browser to integrate and give YouTube permission and stuff. It's like, no, I just want to freaking enter the bloody stream key, which I've done for 3 years. I'm not have a freaking browser integration. I don't know if it's that or something else. I mean, who knows? So can we even easily see the externals here? Is it here? Ah, yeah. So AMF. Yeah, so these are freaking, I mean, I didn't check this on Sunday because I just got too depressive at midnight. I said, why do we even do this freaking shit on Sunday midnight? So yeah, just as expected, it's not a surprise to me. These 3 things, yeah, WebSockets, it's exactly what so why? So what is the problem with this stuff? The problem with this stuff is that due to this modern web stuff, you don't have this in the source pool. How am I supposed to build this bloody sources if it's not included in the bloody sources? Probably that is British English to call stuff bloody, right? Bloody sources. I mean, why do you list your source code? I assume, so this is archive text 28. Sure, I would call this a GitHub bug, but this affects each and every medium and larger sized project. Cannot someone at GitHub fix this? Why is the bloody source code not including the external projects? What I would need to do now is either I check it out manually, which, I mean, so my recurrent criticism that these source tables are pointless, they are worthless. why do you offer me source tarballs that are incomplete? And this happens with this SNES emulator, that happens with who knows what. So many, in the meantime, every advanced package I need to manually git clone check out with recursive and external or whatever. Because even bloody git by default doesn't clone this. Another option would be I package that manually, but this is also I mean, it's literally easier for me to use a git checkout, which probably we do know. Because if I clone this manually, which I can do in T2 relatively easy with our relatively codeless and some say most amazing packaging format, I can just go here and add here 3 additional sources and have them extracted and stuff. That's not the problem. The bigger problem is the maintenance burden, that each time I update, or I or someone or AI bot data is updating one of those packages, too much light, then someone needs to go there and update all the references to this additionally external git snapshots if I use 3 external downloads. But I mean, this is so much fail. How can they, and this is only one package, multiply this. Everything I just said, from CMake, from OpenGL, finding OpenGL, from VLC, not building with FFmpeg or who knows what, to also Big City Live. I can't change that. Need to have some ventilation, windows a little bit open. And this is madness. That is just insane, and I don't know why. This is also kinda, do those people, I mean, maybe, and this is also, I actually donate to some people. I always say I want to use this channel to also support other. I just ordered, I will make a video, I just ordered from the amazing hardware team from White Quark and Markan42 to Piotr from 1-Bit Square, manufacturing this Glasgow interface Explorer, which is an amazing project, which is 100 something plus K, so I guess 200 something dollar. I donated, the other months I donated 100 euro, I think, to Peer 3 developers who do all the hardware and custom firmware stuff, because I don't do that. So I also give back where I can give back. I just, for example, also especially like 1-Bit Square hardware there, and I will continue to do this, and I'm looking forward to have collaborations with other here, like on this channel, maybe even live, maybe projects and stuff. And the reason I would donate like monthly, for example, I would donate monthly to OBS Studio. The reason I don't do it, because I'm just so disappointed also with that. And I'm also not, like, not if I would say even $10 a month is very little to them, but it also adds up for me, right? With the small creator here. And that would be $120 a year, right? Which is certainly quite a bit, but it's not like they would do, I don't expect them to do any, like, their due diligence of keeping the stuff compiled on a reasonable Linux distribution, right? Which is why I never felt like donating to these projects that like mostly change the source in ways that I don't like, right? That is a bit of a problem. Although, as much as this channel grows, I probably as disappointed and love and hate relationship I have with this, I probably start donating next to OBS Studio, though, because obviously I use it with every live stream, and I want to be a good open source citizen. I mean, being a good open source citizen, getting the stuff packaged and compiling it for years already. But so basically, that would mean commenting that out here. And the problem is with this git chat checkouts. I mean, this is also not how it should be, in my opinion. In my opinion, if you also, yeah, this would basically also mean that our source tarball is different from upstream, though. But I mean, their source tarball is worthless and pointless, in my opinion, anyway. Because now I need to, if I want to use the same file name, I could easily use another one, though. We could name this OBS git or full or whatever. Actually, you know what? Let's maybe name it full just for the fun of it. I think this or let's make the version number last. I think it should work with data, but let's maybe be on the safe side. Or we name the source or whatever, maybe full is a little bit, yeah, I mean, both works, but whatever. So this would be git plus HTTPS, it is a T2 specific encoding here, and then OBS Studio, and then this tag probably like that, it probably should work. And the big problem with that stuff is it probably should fix that. But it's mighty inefficient. Did I not download? What's git? Also git has a typo. That comes from too much VI or this. What's going on now? Git clone recursive. Why does this not work? Git clone. Or does it? Maybe it shouldn't have a slash there. That is maybe a. Why is this not working? Git. This is. Okay. Did it say that somehow? No, somehow it didn't say that there. Okay. Fair enough. That is a new installation, so didn't have the need to image git yet. Let's see how much random stuff we got there. It's a bit more than I wanted. So this is a super fresh install, obviously, because it is with all fast and stuff. What is what do you mean with you don't we don't believe you anymore? What do you mean with that? Not sure what you mean with that. So yeah, let's image some more stuff at tcltk tickle. Not sure if Git really need that. Do we have? But yeah, if the small comments are not really helpful, because I have no idea what you mean with what do you mean that I have an ambivalent love and hate relationship with open source. It is what it is, and it is said. By the way, I wonder, can we pin? This is a little bit funny. Can we not like pin? So now whatever is with this bloody pin stuff there. Yeah. Anyway, tcltk. Let's maybe cancel that after TCL, after tickle. Also, of course, it has shared files. I mean, why after 20 years Perl and tick can't agree on? Also, I'm not really sure if Git really needs that. You know what? I don't really want that today. I want OBS Studio. That's probably fine. Yeah, that is basically the thing, and the thing is we can package probably while we wait for that this gender neutral GL vendor neutral G dispatch, was it that? Vendor neutral GL that's it. Oh, come on. Vendor neutral GL dispatch library? Oh. GL vendor neutral dispatch library. Maybe is that GL? Oh. I think of all companies it is from NVIDIA, and probably I didn't even realize that. What did I? GL vendor neutral. Without, yeah, slightly different naming. And so what it does, I guess, is this is also a relatively new thing, and that is only win-win of discovering. By the way, we can steal that from Alpine Linux. What I guess it does is, decades ago we had the problem that vendor-specific GL stuff often messed and moved the system GL libraries around, and that is the inefficient stuff of now cloning all this Git stuff there. And I guess this is some, as the name implies, vendor-neutral dispatch stuff for having NVIDIA's binary-only shit there or others, which probably mostly only need for if you run binary-only vendor stuff, which I usually don't want. Oh wait, we can actually, you know what, let's directly do that. contrib, probably, let's see if Alpine had that. Libg vendor. Oh, what? They don't have that? Or do they package this as GL? What? Alpine Linux doesn't have it. More. Can't see it from other. Or you write a script to potentially steal 5,000 packages and then they don't even have that. Switching to 2801. Then let's see what happens here now with building that fun stuff with that package. It's hilarious though. Leave in the comments below what you think. Of course, if you're just a consumer of open source, if like many people I know and met, even companies, they rarely give back and mostly consume. Yeah, so now this configures. By the way, I can then, so now we have target link like OBS OpenGL, I guess. Yeah, this might be due to our hack potentially, I don't know, maybe not. We need to investigate this next. I wouldn't be surprised if some combination of changes, because the only constant is change and regressions and peak bugs, that CMake and OBS changes without guru meditation stuff and in testing, because what you didn't test is broken, as you see here, only works with this vendor neutral GL dispatch stuff. So these hotfixes were just commenting out this target there, which we now have, which the whole situation, it is silly. It is silly and crazy and disappointing and unprofessional. And I don't get this. If OBS would be my project, I would release at least the source table with all the sources in it. And this is the bare minimum, isn't it? Probably I should look into my coffee, not that I drink coffee with not the other day some fruit fly was swimming in and enjoying my coffee. So package, I think we had this here, right, didn't we? Mesa, which maybe we want to move out of that. Let's see if the packaging experience of libg lvnd is a better one. Yeah, look, they have here too, right? They have manually, as far as I understand, this here is a manual upload, which is what the source OBS people could also do. Do I need to double check that didn't overlook that, but it's a full install, it's an exe, that's, I don't know what that is though, but it says full x64, I wouldn't expect that, it's like no idea, maybe it's the same, just not with the installer, but bloody portable zip, who knows, DMGs, so no it isn't, there is, and I don't, it's basically they don't care, I mean, I don't know, to me it looks they don't care about Linux and not, I mean there is not even a pre-built Linux thing, which I don't need, but there isn't. And there's also not this complete source code, right? It's basically they don't care about, like, tell me you don't care about Linux and Linux distributions without telling me you don't care. It's also, and that's the state of open source, right? Primarily, I mean, yes, I get that market share and stuff, but shouldn't an open source project be a good open source citizen and support open source Linux? Like, at least with a full source table. But I probably keep repeating myself. I think I package is like its library, so let's use this name. Maybe I should double check that we don't have it. Not that someone else packaged it and I don't know about this, but no. I'm not even sure if I normally would want to have it, but yeah, there we have it. So copy maybe Mesa just to trigger some people here to that. And then maybe I should next not write a script to steal from Alpine Linux, which now we have. Maybe I should next write a script to package, like auto package from GitHub of using the title, like, let's copy this first, copy link up, it's Tmax. Hey, they even have used an amazing, this is a rare thing to use a proper file name, I think. It's kind of like the NVIDIA libg, at least as far as I remember it was from NVIDIA. What library is that? So probably we need that here though. And does it, so what I mean with auto packaging, that like taking the first, the about thing here, like automatically from curl and that to the, okay, they have that there. Multi-vendors, a lot more different renders, API runtime. You know what, let's copy a little bit more, because why not? Okay, fine, let's copy all of it. That probably also means, do we have an author? Which library? Where's the library? Does it not say library there? Ah, darn, it has a configure. I hope their source tab will include that though. Where is... this is NVIDIA 2013 already. Yeah, but that is at least one major win-win, as much as depressed and disappointed I am. But at least we found a potentially major, like for gaming and Steam Deck and stuff. Library, it would probably, if I wouldn't have noticed that here with this debugging, probably would be some more months or years until, or at least until I would want a game on my Steam Deck or stuff. Although maybe even then I wouldn't need it though, but yeah. Yeah, okay, maybe we don't need this line. I guess they don't have, oh wait, they have multiple, oh, there's also Mesa, UTH, yeah, so many API codes here. And what is the license now? Probably some MIT X. Let's peek in here. Does it have a proper, what is it, BSD or? I hate when I need to. 2022, you need to match the freaking 3-clause BSD license. Copyright, redistribute. Permission is here granted. Redistribution looks a little different. Shit. Is it MIT? Looks like egg though. I should know those licenses by heart, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't usually. Permission granted free of charge. Above copyright. Okay, looks MIT. Materials provided as that. Software. Okay, looks MIT-ish. It's probably, if not, then let me know. Which they could also really have clarified there. Or do they? Yeah, something. Some build, some options. Crazy that they don't have a top-level license file though. Or do they list this here? Contains source from export. Yeah, bloody hell. It's probably fine, good enough. Do they have a website? Didn't immediately look like one, so... Didn't select that enough. 2022, recurrent problem here. So let's see if that fixes our bloody OBS. By the way, I also need to change here, that one. Intentionally left this marker here. And GLV and GL vendor neutral disp GNVD. Anyway. Did I not download that? Yeah, but that's running a Linux distribution. Nothing to do, nothing to see. totally everything just freaking works. TM has totally no compile warnings because C, portable assembler frontend, totally got that. Oh cool, that has this Clover's files with Mesa. Who the heck thought that is a good idea? Why? That is silly. What good is it then? What point was it? That is ridiculous. Why did I package that fail? Why does it exist? I packaged something that is of maybe no value for me. Cool, live on this channel. Let's disable it by default. Let's commit it anyway, because maybe someone wants or needs it. Maybe with NVIDIA's binary only shit. libglvnd, libglvnd cache. Build error, but let's fake it. Dash something, no Mesa, it's probably fine. So then, unfortunately, we wasted another 10 minutes of our precious time. glvnd. Let's at least save this stuff that you may or may not want or need or something in the future. We could add this disabled by default, maybe even shared files with Mesa disabled by default. Amazing open source experience continues in 2022. You would think some vendor neutral GL dispatch stuff would be like more integrated and stuff with Mesa, but it isn't. So yeah, to be or not to be, to package or not to package, to build or not to build. And I guess then I need to rebuild Mesa because now I deleted these files. Nothing like force rebuilding Mesa. I hope you learned something. Leave in the comments what you think. What is your experience? Did you build stuff? Do you build stuff by source? Have you encountered similar craziness? Are you impressed or not? How much are you impressed by the state of desktop Linux in 2022 or NVIDIA's open source contributions like that? I hope you learned something. As usual, don't forget to share, subscribe if you want to support that. Patreon, YouTube membership, GitHub, or just this merchandise. We have new, since yesterday, Peak Bugs shirts and hacker definition, because obviously linked here in this video. And I hope you have a better day or night, and see you next time.